Rising Tide is a puzzle game made on RPG Maker VX. You play as Tide, a boy who has the power to control puppets. Um, the big thing about this game is, well, you play as Tide, and there are monsters around. For the most part, all I've seen is skeletons, and I'm just talking about episode 1. Episode 2 isn't out yet. It will come out soon. Like, when I say soon, I mean like hopefully soon, as in I'm not sure. Anyways, so you play as Tide, and there are some monsters around, and I think you're going to prove yourself. 1 second. I'm reading the background right now. It's actually been a while since I played the game. You know what? I just want to talk about game mechanics because the story isn't all too important. If you really want to read it, just go read it. I'm gonna link the page for Rising Tide in the video description. So for the gameplay or the game in general, the story isn't very important because it's mainly about solving puzzles, and you're not going to have to worry about the story driving you anywhere. The puzzles drive you. Anyways, so Tide will have to face movable rocks, skeletons that will follow him wherever he goes, though their path can be blocked multiple ways. Uh, at some point in the game, well, you also have to protect people too, like a little boy. You'll also get puppets that aren't affected by the skeletons, so they can also be used to block ways. They can also move boulders or step on buttons. There's some handy puppets. I think for the first game you only get one. I played the demo for number 2, so I'm trying to get that out of my mind. Um, Originally, the controls for Rising Tide was you move with the direction buttons on the keyboard, and I think some other things on the keyboard did some stuff. But now it's done with the mouse. You click on a character and you can move them with the mouse, and this is some cool stuff for RPG Maker VX. So if you don't like the normal controls of RPG Maker VX, this is a game you might like because it breaks from the mold. The puzzles are also pretty fun to solve, and the game is very short, so you won't have to worry about it taking a long time. It's also free, so money is not a problem. You do have to download it. This is not a Flash game, obviously. Um, Another thing about this game is there are no. I don't think there's any way to save it. You play from beginning to end, and that's just it. That's how the game goes. It's so short that you won't need to save it either. And once you figure out the puzzles, going back to play it again, you're just gonna find them. There are multiple ways to solve most puzzles, but once you figure them out once, that's it. So in a way, there is some replay ability, but not a lot. Uh, in total, I would say this is a good game to play, especially since it's free. Part 2 is coming out eventually, hopefully this year. Hopefully in I'd say 3 or 4 months. He's already working on it. He's got like plenty done. I'm sure he's still got a lot to go, but from what I've seen, it's a fun game as well. But I just want to talk about Rising Tide Episode 2. I mean Episode 1. If you're a big fan of puzzle games, you should really like this game. Um, I'm not sure if it's been updated with the new mouse controls yet, because I haven't downloaded the newest one yet. But the regular controls are easy to figure out. So just have fun. It is an action puzzler, as it says in the description here. So you might have to do some running. Hopefully not, because if you're running from the skeleton, you probably already lost. Um, You don't have to worry about game overs though. The puzzle resets when you lose and you just redo the puzzle. For the most part, that's not a problem. Although I think you have to go through like a loading screen or something before it happens. Or like a screen right before it happens or something like that. You'll just have to play it to see. I think you can even skip levels. I'm not sure about that either. And you get magical powers like for the last level. So hopefully the magic stuff goes into episode 2 because that was pretty fun even though it only happened for one level. So yeah, that's my review of Rising Tide. I was thinking about let's playing it at some point, but as it's a puzzle game, I think it'd be pretty bad to let's play it. Just because, if anybody else wanted to play it, they'd already know what to do and kind of take some of the fun out of it. Like this isn't like an action game where it changes every time you do it. Everything's already set. So yeah, if you're looking for a game with lots of replayability though, this is probably not the game for you. But if you just want a fast puzzler, you should totally check this out. And there's my review.